everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. I am so happy to have you here today. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make your very own DTF gang sheet using Kittl. Kittl's giving us a 25% off discount code for you, which is just using the word Corinne, YT, like Corinne YouTube, and that's going to save you 25% when you sign up with them. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, if you're not familiar, first off, what's DTF? DTF is a direct-to-film transfer print that you can press to fabrics, and then you're thinking, what the heck is a gang sheet? Well, a gang sheet is a very large print like this, and this is a 5-foot gang sheet, so I'm 5'4", so it's really big. But what this is it's a great way to save some money when you order, because they come in these really long sheets and you can get a ton of prints on these. They come in all sorts of different sizes, and I'll link where I order my DTF sheets down below for you so that you can check them out as well, and there's a discount code there too, which will be in the video's description. Now, before we get started, the other thing I want you to know is that I created all these designs, with the exception of one, using Kittl. So Kittl is super easy to work with. I'm going to show you how to change up some of their templates. I'm going to show you how to upload your own design as well. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to be using Kittl to build our gang sheet, and it's really, really easy with their software. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose back to dashboard, and this is going to allow me to choose a new project, which I can choose here or up at the top. It doesn't matter. They both take you to the same place. Now it's going to bring up a menu for me to choose our sizing and all of that. Right here, you've got a bunch of like different sizes that they already pre-put in, but we actually need to do kind of a custom size because this is a pretty large item. So first, I'm going to change my unit from pixels to inches. And our design is going to be on a 5-foot gang sheet, which is 22 inches wide, and it is 60 inches high. So I'm just changing those measurements here in their software. So I'm just going to change those. I want to also change my DPI up to 300, which is going to hopefully give us like a really good print quality. And then I'm going to click create. It's going to give us this really large artboard, which is so great because it's easy to work with. Now, I'm going to use some templates for this, but I'm also going to use an item from my computer so you can see that you can upload your own designs to your artboard as well. So I'm going to start with using a template. And to access their templates, you just click this little like square guy. I don't know what else I would call it. And you can search for kind of whatever you want. So I'm going to search for St. Patrick's Day and just see if I find anything in here that I like. So I'm going to scroll through, see if I see anything cute. Once I find something I like, I'm going to show you how we put it onto our artboard so that it'll work really well to use as a DTF print. I think this design is adorable, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and it's going to add the template over to the side, which is fine. It's no big deal. That's just kind of what it does. But what I need to do from here is I'm going to select my entire design. I just draw a square around it, and then you're going to drag your design over to your larger artboard. Now this guy is pretty big. He's 13 inches wide. I'm going to put him on an adult large shirt, so I'm going to size it down. And you can see the sizing over on the left-hand side. I want it to be no wider than about 9 inches. So I'm just going to kind of make him about that size. That looks pretty good. Then you can go over here and just simply delete that artboard by clicking delete on your keyboard. Then you can go through and find any of the other like designs that you want to use. You can use whatever you want. You can change up the designs. There's so many things that you can do with these. There was a really cute one up here that I saw that I thought would be fun to change the wording on. So let me find it. This one right here. I thought this one was really fun. And with this one, we do need to remove the background. Now you can see that it's pretty small, but what I want to do first is I'm going to take a look right here. This is our St. Patrick's Day parade design. So I want to remove this texture because that's part of the background and we don't want it. And then I also want to remove the background, which is right here. So I'm just going to click that and get rid of it. Now we can zoom in on it. And you can see that we can change a lot of different things because all we have to do is double click on the words that we want to change. So I'm just going to change this one. Let's make this New York. and see if that looks all right. Sometimes some of the words are too short. I think that's too short. So let's just make it a little bit different. Let's do Cleveland, Ohio, because they have a huge St. Patrick's Day parade. So that's like a perfect one. And then we want to make sure we change the date to 2025. I don't know how many years this parade's been in the works, but let's just go with I don't know, let's go with the 63rd annual. So we'll just change that to RD. And you can see here that it changed all of our words. So you can really make this fit what you want it to fit. I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out because I want to move this design. But I'm going to go ahead, select the entire design here. And I want to put it over into my page over here. Now you can ignore this text up here. We don't need that. That text is completely not going to show, completely just to show you where your artboard is. Now I'm going to slide this over a little closer to this guy because we can fit a lot of things on this board. But we also want to make this a little bit larger because we want to fit it on to an adult large shirt. I don't usually like to go a whole lot larger than about 10 inches tall. This one might actually be a little bit big. I'm going to take a look at the sizing on this little guy really quick too. Because he might be a little larger than I was thinking that he would be. I don't know why it's doing that. That's a little weird, but whatever. We're just going to go ahead. I want to just resize this guy because now that I'm looking at him, he looks a little bit too big. He's really tall. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this and size him down. But let's say, like, you know what? I don't really like this line here. I can just delete it. And then I've got this cute little design that now is a little bit better sized for what I want it to be. So now, again, I can move this over a little bit just so it's closer so that I'm really taking up a lot of space on my gang sheet. Now you can do whatever you want with your gang sheet. You can add all sorts of designs. So let's see if they have anything for Easter because that's coming up. And we can kind of go and play around with this. Like this one is so cute. So let's go ahead and we'll use this little design. I just thought this one was darling. Look how cute that little bunny is. Oops. He is adorable. So again, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to get rid of the texture and then I want to get rid of the background and then I can go ahead and take the rabbit design and make sure to select it all. And if you accidentally do something like I just did, just hit the undo button down at the bottom. I'm going to select the entire design and then I want to pull it over into my other artboard, which is the larger one. Again, I can delete this one and then I just need to scooch over so that I can see the other artboard that I'm working on. Now, obviously that is gigantic and we don't need it this big. This one I'll probably put on a kid size shirt. So for something like this, it's going to be quite a bit smaller. So you can kind of watch the sizing change over on the left there. So I am going to make this one quite a bit smaller. I'm probably only going to go like maybe 5-ish inches. I think that's pretty good. And what's nice is this one will sit up right next to this guy over here. So again, we're able to save some space. So we already have 3 designs on our 5-foot gang sheet, which is giving us a lot of space. Now I'm going to scroll through, find a few more designs and add them over into our gang sheet. Now, again, you can upload a design if you want to. So if I go here where this little cloud with the little arrow is, I can click the upload. I can choose to upload a design. So I'll just pick kind of something that I have in my repertoire. And now that I've uploaded this design here, you can see that this one does have a background. So I'm going to try the AI background remover and we'll see how it does. But I think this one's really, really cute. It worked really well on this. The AI background remover on here is really good because I don't want it to have like a pink square around it. I just want it to be this design. So now what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to size this down to fit onto the shirt. Now, I kind of think I want to do this one like on the back of a hoodie or maybe on the back of a t-shirt and then have like a fun design on the front. So let's do that. We're going to put this one on the back of a hoodie or a t-shirt. So like 9 wide and like 12 long is good for the back of a shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and scooch this in. Again, you kind of want to get these close to the edges and close to each other, but not so close that you can't cut them apart. I'll zoom in on this one so you can see this fun design, but I think it's really, really fun. I just think it's so cute and adorable. And again, I think the background remover did a good job. Now this one is a little blurry, but that's because it's supposed to be. It's supposed to look a little like not super clean. It's supposed to be like hand drawn. So that's a fun one. So again, you can kind of do it like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some more designs, and then we will show you how to take your gang sheet and upload it into where I order my DTF from, which is 143 Vinyl. Now, one thing I want to point out is that the words on here are like a light off-white. So if for some reason you have a little bit of trouble seeing that, you can change the color of the word, but you can also just add a background to your artboard if you want to. It's truly up to you. I'm not going to do that, but you can. But they are a little tough to see. But if you ever want to change the color, just click on the word and you can change the color to whatever you want it to be. It doesn't matter. You make it what you want and it will print out your DTF on that color. I like raccoons. I think they're funny, so I just wanted to see what they had. But I'm going to look up a couple other things, add more. I'm going to fill this whole sheet. You're going to see that it's going to be really tightly filled, and then we're going to show you how to download it so that you can make sure you upload it to your DTF printer the right way. I do want to show you one thing that I did forget to kind of show you earlier. So I have this one, which is really cute, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this weird writing at the bottom, as well as the nice holiday. I don't want either one of those things. And again, I'm going to get rid of the background. But now that I have this design, I'm going to select the entire design and I'm going to right click on it and choose group. That way, when I go to move it around, it will grab the entire thing and not just part of it. Now, I did forget to delete this little artboard, so let me go ahead and delete that one. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit just so I can get this guy over on to our other board here, which is going to be our gang sheet. I'm just going to toss him over in the corner, delete this, and then I'll zoom back in on to our main artboard. Now, sometimes it's a little bit funny and it won't zoom quite where you want it to, so you just use the mouse instead. Now, I've added quite a few. I am going to fit a few small things in just to show you that you can really shove a lot on these sheets. But I'm going to go ahead, size this guy down, and then I'm going to add a few more things. And then once we've got everything added, I will show you how we're going to download this. Now, let's say that we don't want to add like a full design. We just want to maybe add a flower. You can just search for flower over here in the elements, and you can find all of these different designs that you can just put anywhere on to your gang sheet. You can use them for little designs on like a bag, a t-shirt, whatever you want to do with them, but you can make them a little bit smaller. Now, let's say you have like a specific flower you want a sunflower. You can search for just a sunflower and you'll see that it'll bring up all of these different sunflower designs, and you can choose whichever one you like. So you can add this into your gang sheet. So I'm just going to grab my sunflower and I'm going to put it over here where I've got a little bit of space next to the panda. But again, you're going to want to size it down so that it fits in the area. And I'm going to zoom in because I do have some writing here on our panda. So we want to make sure that we don't overlap that at all. So I'm just going to make this big enough that it's not going to overlap on the trash panda, if you will. And then you can just kind of go through and, like I said, add whatever you want. Like this round one's really pretty and would be a perfectly tiny one to fit in this little spot right here. So we can just kind of put that in there, and then you can just fill this up with whatever you want. So let's look for a cat. So if I just search cat, you'll see that it's going to bring up all of these different cat images. This little paw is super cute. This one's cute. So again, you just go through, find a bunch of stuff, add it in. The elements are a great place to add things as well. So you can kind of just find what you like and what you want to add. Now, one great thing is you can turn stuff too to fit it. So if I wanted to do this rabbit and I wanted a little bit more space, and I totally meant to click the wrong thing there, but if I want to put him on here and I just want a little more space, I can turn him sideways and then I can extend him that way and I can fit him a little bit larger. Now, he's a little tall at 12.75, but that was just an example to show you, but I am going to make him a little bit smaller. He's a little too tall to put on anything. So I'm going to go ahead and size him down. But again, you can really add whatever you want. You can also just do text. You can do simple text if you want to. So like if I wanted to do this one here, and I'm going to change this, instead of Blacksmith, we'll use my last name. So it's going to say Blackstone. And we'll have it established the year we were married, which was 2017. And then we'll change this, and I'm just going to change this. You guys know I live in Ohio, so we'll change this just to say Ohio. And now I can use this as well as just another small design, which I can put like on a bag or something. But again, I can expand it so that it takes up more space down here at the bottom. And you want to make sure that it doesn't go over the sides or over the edge or overlap anything. But again, I can fill in all of this space, which I'm going to fill in as much space as I can with just little images, just because I hate to waste. And sometimes those little images are great to add to all sorts of little things. These are going to be made with DTF, which is made for fabrics, but they're really fun to just add to like little bags or whatever you may have. But what you can do is if you're using these, fill up as much space as you can. That way you're not wasting money. I hate to see people waste money, so I just kind of go around, look through the elements, see what I find, and just kind of have fun with it, fill in my spaces. All right, I think I have filled in pretty much about all I'm going to get filled in. It does look like I have some blank spots because of the white, but that's okay. It's really well filled in. There's not a lot of empty space. We've got a lot of different designs. So now from here, all we want to do, and actually I think I'm going to just double check the sizing on that. Okay, that one just looked a little big, but he's good. So now what we'll do is we're going to go over to where it says download. And under download, I want to make sure that I'm only downloading the one artboard, which is the gang sheet, which is artboard 1. For some reason, that one didn't delete, so that's okay, no big deal. And then I want to make sure I'm doing it at a PNG. I have the correct sizing in here. And then I want to go ahead, I always tell it to remove background and optimize the quality. Then I'm going to click download. Now once it's ready to download, it's going to open up your folder. I'm going to save it into my Kittl designs. And then I have I'm going to make a new folder to keep this in. So I'm going to keep it in my gang sheet folder. And that way you have your PNG. So we'll go ahead and open that. I'm going to save this as gang sheet 1 and click save. Now we're going to go over to my favorite website to order from. Now here at 143 Vinyl, you're going to go to the DTF option. I'll link it down below for you. And you're going to go to, you can either do image upload or layout designer. Either one works. Now I like to use the layout designer. I just feel like that one works better. And I want to go to the 5-foot gang sheet. Then what you'll do is click new here. And you're going to choose your image. And again, you'll choose that gang sheet 1. Now it may take a second to load because it is quite a large image, but you'll notice that it loads really small. That's okay. I just want you to sit here and you're going to expand it so that it fills the entire sheet here. I don't know. This is mostly a 143 problem, I think, on their website as to why it doesn't quite work the way we think it should. But that's okay. We will work with it. Also, sizing can be a little difficult, so I want you to just kind of size it down until it fits all into this area. And I'm just going to go up and check the top. Now, for whatever reason, this one did not transfer over, and I'm not sure why. So if that happens, you can just add something else in its place. So I'm just going to go to the new layer, and I'm going to choose an image, and I'm just going to find something over in my general images that I have on my computer. I'm going to use my little penguin from my crochet business logo. I'm going to make it bigger, and then I'm going to stick it here. Now, granted, yes, am I wasting a little bit of space now? I am, but that's okay. It's fine. Sometimes that just happens. So once you're happy with this, you've got everything laid out. I always just kind of double check, make sure everything else looks good, and we are good to go. Once you've done that, what you want to do is name your project. Again, I'm going to call it Gang Sheet Kittl. That way I know what it is. And I'm going to save my project. You have to save your project before you send it over to your cart, so just keep that in mind. Now, once it's loaded here, you're going to see that the proof is loading down at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and let that load, and we'll just double check and make sure everything looks good. Like I said, I have a big space here. I'm not really worried about it. It was just because that one didn't decide to come over into our design, but that's fine. So I just kind of go through, double check, make sure nothing is overlapping, make sure everything looks good. I'm pretty happy with it. I think we got some cute designs. Then all we have to do is click here to add to cart. Now this is giving me a warning here. For some reason, they'll fix that, so don't worry about it. It's just because of like the pixels. It's fine. I'm going to click add to cart, and then I can go over to, now your gang sheet is in your cart. It is $34, but remember you can always use code Corinne to save 5% anytime you shop. That does include gang sheets. And a few days after ordering, you will receive your gang sheet in the mail. Now, your designs will need to be cut apart, but it's super easy to do with just any pair of scissors. This is just a piece of plastic. It's very, very easy to use. And you'll also want to be aware there is a color strip down the side that you'll want to trim off as well. That way you don't press that to anything. But I think these came out really nice. And one thing that's great with DTF is they have white ink. So you can use white designs like that panda in the trash can, or like the white on the dog, the penguin, all sorts of great things. And you can see the colors are super vibrant. Now, again, you can cut these apart and press them onto any type of fabric that you want to. And you get so many designs that will fill this 5-foot gang sheet. I think these came out really nice. So now let's go ahead and get one pressed. Now I've got this set on my heat press, and a DTF print from 143 is put at 310 degrees for 10 to 12 seconds with a medium to firm pressure. Now I am going to kind of adjust a little bit because I do see that this isn't fully on our pressing pillow. So I just want to make sure that that's there, and then I just check my straightness. Pretty happy with that. I think that looks good. So all we're going to do is press this once, and then you let it cool, and you can peel up that carrier sheet, which is the clear plastic that's on top of your print. Then you're going to press it one more time with some butcher paper over it. Once this is cool to the touch, you can go ahead and peel off, like I said, this clear carrier sheet, and your design is there. But you do want to press this another time. I'm going to put some butcher paper over it to protect it, and then we'll press it. I'm just going to use this butcher paper sheets. I don't think one is quite big enough because this is a pretty big print. Oh no, covers it with one. And that's just, again, to protect it. And then I'm going to press this again for that 10 seconds at 310 degrees. Once that's done, go ahead, pull this up, and then you can remove your butcher paper, and your design is all good. I'm going to give you guys a nice up-close view of this. And this is our finished design on the shirt. One thing that I really love about DTFs is that they are very durable, they're stretchy, and you really don't feel like a heavy design sitting on your shirt. Now remember, we made these with Kittl, and look how cute this came out. Such an easy, simple design to make when you use their templates or their elements. Now remember that you can save 25% when you sign up with them using code CORINNEYT at the link down below in the video's description. I hope you guys will check out Kittl because I've had a really good time learning all about it, using their templates, making so many fun things. They've got something for everybody, and you saw how easy it is to change up your designs if it's something that you want to change some wording or colors on. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy crafting.